Hello, everyone. Welcome to my Realtor Hat series. I am Tanya Cunningham of Tanya Homes Group, and I am looking forward today to be speaking with Kelvin George. Kelvin is with George Termite and Pest Control. And why am I so looking forward to this? Because these pests have been a problem not only for clients, but also for me. I can't wait to hear about how to deal with this issue of mosquitoes and these pesky little ants that keep coming into our South Florida homes. So sit back, relax, enjoy, and I pray that this will be something of value. Let's hear what Kelvin has to share. Hi, Kelvin. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Always a pleasure to see you, and thank you again. And, you know, our audience out there, we just want to give them some quick tips about what you do, because it's so important, right? You know, taking care of, you know, those little pesty, you know, rodents or, you know, bugs or whatever we want to call them. Man, they can be a pain here in South Florida.
Especially in South Florida.
Especially. So one of the things that I have an issue with, and it's something that happens all the time, are these ants, these little tiny ants that just come out of nowhere, and they're just all over the place. Is there anything that makes them come into my home or makes them come into other people's homes? Because as a realtor, I have clients who have the same issue. Is there something that we can do to like minimize the ant, you know, intrusion?
Yes, you can. It like recently we had a lot of rain.
Yeah.
So you might have some ghost ants. That's the tiny, some people call them no-see-ums, some people call them sugar ants. And that's because like outside, it's flooded them. So they're trying to get to high ground. They're trying to get a dry area. You have an ant that you call white-footed ants. What you can do also is the outside, cutting back the shrubbery, because they use the shrubbery as a bridge to get to your soffit, to get to the house. So as simple as cutting back the shrubbery would help sometimes.
I just pictured them, you know, going over the bridge, over the leaves to get over.
They do.
Never even thought of that. So cutting back shrubbery is a great tip. All right.
Yes.
Okay. So
one more.
Go ahead.
Don't use repellents. Some people use Raid. Or they use something like Raid for those sugar ants.
Yeah.
That's the worst thing you could do. They do what you call budding. They start budding, so they're just multiplying.
Are you kidding me? The thing that we think it works is the thing that makes them multiply?
Yes, makes it worse.
An amazing tip. Thank you for letting me know that. I have Raid in my cupboard right now.
It is good. Raid is good for some pests, but just not those
ants.
Sugar ants. No.
Oh boy. Okay, so that's great. And then let me ask you about mosquitoes, because I just called you last week to tell you that for all of a sudden, these mosquitoes are in my home. And I know it's been raining a lot. I mean, my goodness, we just had a major storm. And at the same time, before the storm even came, I was having this mosquito problem, which I've never had before. Is there something going on in the air?
No, mosquitoes, they generally they lay eggs in stagnant water. So if sometimes the issue is not really yours to fix, in terms of, let's say your neighbors have old tires and containers just sitting around, or the grass is high, they use there as a breeding ground, and they lay eggs in the water there. If you have plants on the inside and you have that tree to catch the water, sometimes it's good to check it, because you can have an accumulation of water there and they lay eggs in it. Last week I was at a house and they said it was mosquitoes, but it was not. It was something called fungus gnats. So they lay eggs in the soil of live plants, but they are just as annoying as mosquitoes.
Wow. So now I'm thinking, because, you know, I have these little basil plants on the windowsill and so I'm trying to grow a few of my own, you know, little herbs that we use all the time at home. Could that be it? I mean, could that be it? Because you're going to come into my house on tomorrow. Anyway, you have an appointment to see me, but maybe that's it. Maybe it's not mosquitoes.
Yeah, that's why an inspection, like when you call a pest control professional, that's why an inspection is important, because it's not for you as the customer to say, oh, I think this is what it is. You know, the professional do the inspection and they determine, okay, it's not really this, it's that. An example like fungus gnats, besides spraying the soil, you could just put a layer of sand on the soil itself. So little remedies, little things that could be taken care of.
I love
And
these tips.
yes. And your basil, is it in soil? Or
Yes,
just
it's in soil.
in
It's
soil?
in
Okay.
soil.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's something
Yeah.
worth checking.
Well, you're gonna see it tomorrow because I'm seeing you tomorrow. So
Yeah.
maybe it's
Something
a
like
gnat. Yeah.
yeah, something like basil, something that you're gonna eat. You don't
Yeah.
want to spray it with chemicals. So that's a good
No.
thing that you put soil on the top of it to keep the fungus gnats from laying eggs in the soil.
Yeah. Okay, great. So when you come tomorrow, you let me know. Maybe it's not a mosquito problem. Maybe it's a fungus gnats problem, which I never
Yeah.
even heard of those before. So that'd be good. So all of you out there, if you're having issues, and you have live plants inside the home, get the experts, get Kelvin in there because it could be something. We're trying to self-diagnose here, Kelvin, and and we need you to really tell us what's going on. So I think that's wonderful. Thank you for sharing that. So now the question I have to tell you this, right? So because I'm a realtor, I work with home inspectors all the time. And a long time ago, a home inspector said to me regarding termites, you have two types of homes, one that has termites or one that's going to have termites if you live in South Florida. And I'll never forget when he said that to me. And it's true, when we do our inspections, the majority of the time, the homeowner has no clues on that they have termites, or they've had a termite remediation done just before or something. But it's true, it's very prevalent in South Florida, termites.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
There's normally a season for termites, but what you find happening in Florida, because we use the air conditioner, as from the home to the vehicle, we just live in the air conditioning because of the heat, of course.
Of course.
And sometimes when the temperature is just right and the humidity, the termites think that it's the natural environment. So when you don't expect them, they are out. So they could be here all year round. It's not something that a home, especially subterranean termites, it's not a termite that a homeowner would find as opposed to drywood termites. Drywood termites would make the frass and make the little pellets. So that would fall, it looks like coffee or sand.
Yes. That
would fall and you would see it. Subterranean termites do all the damage behind the wall itself. So the only way you would know is with an inspection, or you happen to see a mud tube, but they generally don't leave evidence for you to see.
Do you then recommend that people in South Florida have a termite inspection, or have you come out once a year, every 6 months? What do you recommend? Because those subterranean ones sound like they could be devastating to a home.
I would say like if you have a pest control company, every now and again they will make a check for termites. There's something called a wood destroying organism report in Florida.
Right.
And you must do that on a prescribed form. The state, you get that form from the Department of Agriculture website. If you require something in writing, especially like for selling your home or buying a home, it's done in that form. But if you just require a visual inspection, generally that's free. Yeah. Generally estimates are free. So you just look around and tell you if you have termites on that. But it's not something that I would say you do every year, or unless you're on a contract
with a company.
With a company, so that they could come out and take a look. So if you have your house, I'm sorry, go ahead. If you had your house tented, for example, you would have a year warranty, and then you would have what's called a renewal, where after that year, they may choose to renew. It's like insurance. So every year you request an inspection and someone would come out and take a look at it. If you don't request an inspection, they just renew it and just assume everything is fine.
I've had so many homes that my clients have been, really have a termite issue. So because of that, I would say that the termites are really something that people should get a look at but at the same time, they don't have to do it all the time, like you said, especially if they have a company like yours that can come out and just take a look. I love this conversation because you gave us tips on ants, you gave us tips on mosquitoes, and you gave us tips on termites. Really, just having somebody just have your company come out, take a look, and see where you're at, where that's concerned. So thank you so much, Kelvin, for sharing with us. And I want to ask you before we leave, what's the best way that someone can reach you? Is it
by phone, 754-303-8676. Also have Instagram and Facebook, and also have a website. It's georgetpc.com.
Great. And all of that information we're going to put on here for everybody to see so that they know how to reach you. And I can't even say I'm going to see you. I hope I see you soon, because I'm going to see you tomorrow, literally.
Yes, ma'am.
Help me figure out that issue that I thought was mosquitoes, because I self-diagnosed it. It might not be because of my plant.
Yeah.
So I don't want people to be discouraged about planting their own stuff. It's just that you need to know how to manage it so that you don't have those little pests coming in. Kelvin,
Yes.
this was great. I think the audience out there has been educated on how to take care of things, and now they get to reach out to you anytime. All of your information is going to be here. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
My pleasure. See you tomorrow.
Yes, ma'am.
Wow, what great tips Kelvin had to share with us today. I'm sure that a lot of you out there got something of value. Now, here is Kelvin's contact information right here on the screen, because if you have an issue going on in your home, instead of trying to self-diagnose and actually use the wrong products, you get to find out exactly what to do, and he can help take care of that for you. And also, if you were buying or selling a home or had a friend or family member who was, have them reach out to Tanya, because we wear the hat to bring you the facts.